Hello guys, welcome back. Gunshots in Presidency as Aisha Buhari moves against President's aide, ADC arrested. What security sources regarded as security breach occurred at the precinct of the Presidential Villa State House, Abuja, when the First Lady's aide-de-camp, Usman Shugaba, attempted to force President Muhammadu Buhari's special assistant, Sabiu Yusuf, into self-isolation over COVID-19 fears. State House sources said that trouble started when Sabiu, who is President Buhari's nephew, returned to his residence at the precinct of the Presidential Villa just outside the pilot gate after a trip to Lagos where he had gone to meet his wife, who had just delivered a new baby. Citing COVID-19 protocols, sources said the First Lady, Aisha Buhari, and 3 of her children, Zara, Halima, and Yusuf, accompanied by some of her security aides, led by the aide-de-camp, on Thursday night went to the residence of Sabiu, located just outside the presidential villa, to demand that he should self-isolate for 14 days so as not to endanger the first family. The encounter was said to have degenerated into a heated argument as Sabiu insisted he was not the only aide to travel to Lagos, saying that the new chief of staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, is in Lagos every weekend till he settles in Abuja, and wondered why the double standard requiring his self-isolation for visiting his own wife, who just delivered a new baby. Sabiu, also known as Tunde, believed to have been named after late General Tunde Idiagbon, Buhari's deputy during his military regime in the 1980s, was however said to have returned home after the argument. As he got home, the First Lady, in company of her children, raided the premises, raining abuses. Presidential sources who witnessed the incident said, leading to the escape of Sabiu after gunshots were fired by the First Lady's ADC in an attempt to apprehend the President's aide, who had to breach walls to run for his life and escape to the nearby residence of President Buhari's cousin, Mamman Daura, where he spent the night. It was gathered that the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, after receiving security reports on the incident on Friday, where gunshots were fired in the precinct of the Presidential Villa, ordered the arrest of the aide-de-camp to the First Lady and all the security aides that accompanied her to Sabiu's residence. Their arrest was premised on the fact that firing of gunshots, no matter the provocation in the presidency and around the president, was a major security breach. The incident was, however, brought into the open by the First Lady on Friday night when she called on IGP Adamu to release her aides from detention. In tweets from her verified Twitter handle, at Aisha M. Buhari, on Friday night, the First Lady wrote that COVID-19 is real and still very much around in our nation is not in doubt. Consequently, I call on all relevant government agencies to enforce the Quarantine Act signed by Mr. President and ensure no one is found violating this law and the NCDC guidelines, especially on interstate travel, without the necessary exemptions for movement of essentials. Anyone who does that should at the very least be made to undergo a 14 days mandatory isolation, no matter who the person is. No one should be above the law, and the police command will do well to remember that. Finally, I call on the IGP to release my assigned staff who are still in the custody of the police in order to avoid putting their lives in danger or exposure to COVID-19 while in their custody. She, however, did not disclose the identities of her aides detained, neither did she say when or why they were detained. Sources in the State House told this day that following the death of Malam Abba Kyari, the president's former chief of staff, who died as a result of COVID-19 complications, the First Lady had been moving to expand her influence within the State House, but believed that some of her husband's relatives, including Sabiu, were blocking her from achieving that objective. She, however, seized the opportunity provided by Sabiu's visit to Lagos to attempt to clip his wings by demanding that he should self-isolate so as not to endanger the first family. It was also gathered that Sabiu was not the first presidential aide that did not self-isolate after traveling out of Abuja. Two of the president's daughters, Zara and Halima, were also said to have visited their in-laws when Halima's husband's uncle died recently and didn't self-isolate when they returned to the villa. Sources further told this day. Wow, this is very, very interesting, and Nigerians have been reacting. Someone's Mystic Malam said, "What a pity what Nigerians bring upon themselves. A comatose president, a brawling first lady, carpets bagger first children, robber baron nephews and cousins, together picking Nigeria's carcass to its bare bones and fighting each other for the remnants. And us, poor citizens, will remain muted, neutered and impotent. What a country." That was a powerful reaction from Mystic Malam. Then Nnabugu Kingsley said, "Not everybody is idiotic in this country. So there was a failed coup. Personally, I'm getting informed by the day." Maria Darego said, "Tunde Sabiu, who is President Buhari's nephew, has been flying all over Nigeria as he likes, while the rest of us are locked down and can't even open our shops. Please, Nigerians should remember that before May 29, 2015, Tunde Sabiu was selling recharge cards in Katsina. 5 years later, he owns one private jet already and was recently duped when he tried to purchase a second private jet. Tunde Sabiu's only job since 2015 is being an assistant to President Buhari, his uncle. Very soon, some rats would come on this site to claim that Buhari is fighting corruption. Please, someone should ask Buhari where his nephew, who did not have up to 100,000 naira in 2015, is getting millions of dollars to pay for private jets in 2020. We are watching." Chinasa Nwachukwu said, in the words of Nnamdi Kanu, "A zoo claiming to be a country, run by baboons, subjecting weaker animals to their whims and caprices. This same government asked us not to gather more than 20 or 50 people, yet they gathered in hundreds to bury the late Kyari, not maintaining social distance. Hundreds of people have been charged and convicted for breaking the anti-COVID rules, yet they don't obey the orders. No wonder the virus is increasing. They travel, bring it, and spread it." Lawrence Ifo said, "Every evidence of a failed state and a rule by proxy is now unraveling every day in the mere dystopian state and templates of external slave plantation. The fact that Aisha is now emboldened to assert herself as opposed to the imposed, the other room personnel, which was imposed on her, is a pointer that the same person that confined her to the other room is no more alive. But the zoo is the center where the deformed genre of blacks can practice every type of deplorable actions in the name of governance, whereas the zoo is merely existing for the sake of optics. It did not start today. However, what is happening today seems to be the ugly contest between various factions that want to fill the power vacuum by using blackmail and subterfuge to gain advantage over each other." And comments keep on coming in and coming in. Wow, what is happening in this country? So guys, drop your own comments in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.